YouTube, we got 24 questions black people have for white people. Excuse me, sorry. Just got through eating breakfast. 24 questions black people have for white people. Let's see if there's a reversal. Because I'm sure white people have questions on why black people do the things that they do, because I've been asked before. Like, I'm the spokesperson for every black person. But let's see. This should be interesting. Let's hope we don't get too out of hand, too racist and all that crap. All right, but let's do it.
Why do you always make such horrible decisions in horror movies? It's not cool to split
Okay,
up.
that's
Why do
fiction.
you freak out when black people are cast to play white fictional characters?
What's the big deal if Idris Elba plays James Bond? I would go see it twice.
Why is a big butt and big lips considered attractive on a white woman, but they're unattractive on a black woman?
Do y'all really think Miley is the one who created twerking? Really?
Why am I supposed to teach you how to twerk? I don't know how to twerk.
Why is it that white people always act as though they have discovered a new trend when people of color have been doing it for virtually years?
Why is it when a black woman wears her hair natural, it's seen as inappropriate, but when a white woman does, it's praised?
This is the hair that I was born with, so you wearing it as a trend is not cute.
Like, can you appropriate my student loans? Can you take that off my hands?
Why is it that white crime is seen as an isolated incident, but black crime is a representation of my entire community?
When we see a story on TV about a white serial killer, I don't automatically assume that all white people must be serial killers too.
Why does talking about race make you feel so uncomfortable?
Is it because you think that you'll be perceived as racist if you talk about race?
You don't really believe that racism is over because we have a black president, do you?
Why is it so easy for you to notice when there are no white people around, but you hardly ever notice when there are no black people around?
Why is your goal to be colorblind?
There's so many different types of people in the world, yet you can't see color?
Why do you want to say the N-word so badly?
I made a video on that.
What makes you think you can?
Why do you always want to touch our hair?
Who told you it was okay to touch people without their permission?
Why do you feel like having one black friend makes you a cultural expert or not a racist?
Is your only black friend comfortable with being the reason why you can't be racist?
By that logic, then I'm not racist. I have a ton of white friends.
Why do you feel comfortable cursing at your parents?
Why do you kiss your dogs on the mouth?
How come you can't
just watched that
pronounce
slapping
black names
video.
like Bouvanjane, but can say names like Schwarzenegger, Galifianakis, and LaBeouf just fine?
Why do you feel like all lions' lives matter, but black lives don't?
Why is a lion's life in Africa more important than the lives of black people here in America? What did Simba ever do for you?
Get it? Lion King was an awesome movie, but so was Selma, and so was Malcolm X.
Why is it so hard for you to acknowledge your privilege?
How does it feel to not be the spokesperson for your entire race at any given time?
Must be nice.
She said, must be nice. Yeah, that's a little bit more serious than what I thought. Like, they're hitting on some pretty serious issues there. I don't know if I want to get into that right now. I thought this was going to be more of a lighthearted thing, but looks like they put on some serious issues that, you know, I could make a bunch of videos about. I'm sure a lot of people can make videos about on why this and why that. I just think it just comes down to sitting back and thinking. I think a lot of people don't think about, you know, why things are the way they are. They just kind of just see it on the surface and then automatically see that it's different, and they just do it. Like, I think us as a society, we don't sit back and just kind of put yourselves in that person's shoes and kind of just look at, you know, why somebody acts the way they do. Some of those questions, they were hitting on some good points. They started out kind of lighthearted, like, you know, talking about the horror movies, and then it just went to just straight, like, seriousness. Like the guy said, you know, why do white people freak out when black actors replace white characters or whatever? And that's a pretty touchy subject, because there are, you know, just so many white characters out there, and not that many. Well, comparison, there aren't that many black characters, and that's due to the fact that, you know, being in America, you know, in our history, you know, how black people weren't given opportunities, you know, way back when, like comics, for instance. You know, when they started out comics, you know, it was mostly, you know, racism was still pretty much alive. So you know that culture isn't going to add characters that they feel is less than. Of course, there's going to be more white characters. So and now that times have changed. Now you're starting to see more, not even black people, Asians, Hispanics, all minorities. They're starting to have more corporations and being in entertainment, having higher jobs like they didn't have 100 years ago. The same with women. You have more women having lead roles now. So now they're creating the female Thors and you got the gay comic book characters now. I mean, it's just the way times have changed, and then I think that people are so used to, like, they're so used to a certain type of character, like Superman, for instance. I mean, he's been a certain character for years, and we have it stuck in our mind that, hey, that's the way this character is supposed to be. And then, if we change his race or whatever, or Superman's suddenly gay, everybody's they don't want to accept change. Like, people hate change. That one issue, when he said, it's easy for you to notice when there are no white people around, but it's hard to notice when there's no black people. I mean, just, America is just 70%, or 50% of the population is Caucasian. So, most businesses you go to, in certain areas, in most areas, so suburban areas, all that, you naturally see more white people. So, I think you're used to that. I think that white people don't have that many situations where they are the only white person unless they go out their way. And when I say out their way, go to, I don't know, predominantly black areas, living areas, or, you have, like, on campus, you have multicultural centers and all that type of stuff. But, if you go to just the common areas, you're going to see mostly white people, unless you go into a HBCU, historical black college or something. Me, for instance, when I go out, it was mostly white, so there weren't that many places where just like a predominantly amount of black people hung out. So, yeah, if I go to the local bar, quite naturally it's going to be white people. So I think I'm more used to being around white people, because you go to the on your job, you go on your job, it's going to be mostly white people. It's just how it is. I mean, they outnumber us. I just think that white people don't really have to go out of their way to be the only white person, and they're not used to it, so they feel that way. Just like me growing up, when I growing up as a kid, I went to a mixed school. Elementary, it was mixed, black, white people. Then when I went to middle school for the first couple of years, it was predominantly black. And then when we moved in 8th grade, it was predominantly white school. So I was used to being around, black people, and didn't really notice, how like there were a few white people at my middle school, and you just kind of brush it off because you're used to so many black people. And then when I went to 8th grade, went to predominantly white people, I was like, man, this is different, because I wasn't used to it, and that's just how society is. But all right, yeah, this video's a little bit too long. I didn't want to get into all this serious stuff right now. Yeah, I thought this was gonna be a little bit funny, but this is kind of serious. So, all right, YouTube, you guys have a good day. I'm out. The sun is shining.